Well, as you know, we love Professor Jordan Peterson, one of the few conservative academics left standing in North America. He's outstanding in criticizing political correctness. But we have another favorite scholar who is actually the most cited academic in North America. That is, his scholarly studies inform more other research than anyone else in North America. And his name is Dr. John Lott, and you may also know him as the author of the book, The War on Guns, and he's the president of the Crime Prevention Research Center. He joins us now via Skype from Alexandria, Virginia. Great to see you again, Dr. Lott. Welcome back to the show.
Oh, great to see you. I don't know if I could quite claim to be the most cited, but I'm cited a lot, but I'm not sure the most by any means. But I appreciate that.
I appreciate your modesty, and if I overstated things, thank you for the correction. But your work, what I like about your work is that you remove the moral arguments, the philosophical arguments about gun control, and you just focus on, does it work or not? That's not a question of should it work, or you don't even talk about, U.S. Second Amendment constitutional rights. You just ask the question, does gun control work? Do these liberal schemes actually save lives or not? And that's why you're not just a pundit. You're a scholar. I love the work you do. How are you doing lately? How's the Crime Prevention Research Center doing?
Oh, we're doing well. Producing studies on a variety of issues dealing with crime. We have been doing work on police shootings, but we've also been doing a lot of work on gun control and the distribution of crime in the United States and other issues. But we've been working together well. We got a good group of academics from around the country at some prestigious universities that are involved, and we're getting a lot of work done.
Well, that's great, and I get your emails. I'd encourage folks to sign up for your regular emails, always keeping me posted. Thanks for that quick update, but I want to ask you a question. We haven't had you on the show in a while, and I've been thinking about Donald Trump, as so many of us have, and he talks about foreign policy, he talks about domestic politics and intrigues, but one thing that at least I haven't heard him talk about is your favorite subject, that of firearms and gun control. Now, Donald Trump is a Manhattan guy, and New York has some of the most restrictive gun control laws in America. I would imagine that if you poll the average New Yorker, they're for gun control. How is Donald Trump? He's a Republican, he's a grassrootsy guy. Is he a typical Manhattanite on gun control, or is he more a typical NRA type Republican? Where is he on the spectrum?
Well, he's been very strong in supporting people's ability to go and defend themselves. He, during the campaign, spoke out strongly, and he's done a number of things since he's been inaugurated. But beforehand, he was a concealed carry permit holder, one of the few allowed in New York City, and so he understood firsthand the benefits personally from being able to go and defend oneself. But since he's been elected, one of the things that he did was he overturned an Obama administration regulation that would have banned about 4.5 million senior citizens who receive Social Security from being able to own guns. The Obama administration had a rule that would define people as mentally defective and not able to own guns if they received help on their finances. So, for example, my mom, when she was in her 80s, she gave my sister power of attorney to handle paying her bills because my mom hated to go and use computers. And just because she hates to use computers doesn't mean that she's mentally unfit to be able to go and make decisions regarding her self-defense. But under the Obama administration rules, those things would be conflated. Well, so one of the things that President Trump has done is to overturn that regulation. There's still other regulations that they're working to undo, but some of these take time. So, for example, one of the things that the Obama administration instituted was something called Operation Choke Point, which what they would do is certain undesirable industries, they would go and put pressure on financial institutions not to go and do business with those types of organizations. So one industry that they decided was not desirable was the gun industry. And so many credit card issuers or people that dealt in the financial industry would stop doing business with gun makers or others, ammunition makers or people who made paraphernalia that was involved in guns. And of course, that made it very difficult for those operations to function if they couldn't get somebody who would go and handle their credit card receipts, for example.
That is fascinating. First of all, I had no idea that Donald Trump was actually taking steps to increase Second Amendment rights in the states, to increase, as you say, to protect millions of people from having their gun choices taken away. I didn't know he was actually improving things, and I'm sort of embarrassed to say it. I think I know a lot about Donald Trump, but I did not know that he actually himself had a concealed carry permit. So that means Donald Trump, as he was tooling around Manhattan in his limos and his helicopters, he may have been packing heat. He may have had a gun in a holster, obviously for his own personal self-defense in case his bodyguards failed him. I didn't know that about him. Is that well known? Do we know? Did he advertise that? Did he go to gun events? Did he go to shooting clubs? Or is that just some private thing that he did for personal security reasons? Do you have any information on that?
Well, I mean, he talked about the fact that he had a concealed carry permit during the campaign. The difference between President Trump and a lot of other well-known people who have guns is that, you have a lot of famous people who are given permits in places like New York City, because only a few people get them there, who say, well, it's all right for them to be able to have guns for protection, but not others. Donald Trump was quite different. His attitude was, he understood why he wanted to have a gun for protection sometimes. And because he understood what was beneficial to him, he wasn't going to go and deny others having the same ability to go and protect themselves and their families. One of the ironies is we just put out a report recently on concealed handgun permits in the United States. And nationwide, there are about 16.4 million individuals with concealed carry permits. But if you look at places like Los Angeles County or New York City, you have very few permits that are issued. Los Angeles County has like 226. In New York City, it's maybe a couple thousand now. And what you find when you look at the people who actually go and get permits in places like that, where you have to prove a need to some local public official, is it's basically white males who are very well politically connected. So in Los Angeles County, where we actually got a complete list of all the permit holders there, what you find is that nationwide, about 36% of permit holders are women. In Los Angeles County, it's 7%. Los Angeles County has about 50% of the population is Hispanic. Only 6.5% of the permit holders are Hispanic, and only 5% are Black. So where you have these places where you have Democrats controlling the issuance of who gets permits, not only do they give out few permits, but the few permits they give out are to very politically connected, well-to-do individuals.
Very interesting. Well, Dr. Lott, I learned so much from you. You are a master of statistics. And again, as I introduced you a few moments ago, that's what makes you so valuable and so unique, is you're not just making the moral case. We know the moral case. Any pundit can make it, but you bring an academic rigor studying the statistics and looking at it. The fact that you know these statistics offhand shows you how immersed you are in them. We're so grateful to have you back on the show. Thanks for this briefing. I learned something new about Donald Trump today that I did not know before, and I'm grateful to you for that. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon, okay?
Oh, thanks very much. Always great to talk to you, Ezra.
Well, thank you for that. There's our friend, Dr. John Lott. He's with the Crime Prevention Research Center. Hey, if you like that, sign up for my show every day. Click on the screen to subscribe.